Oh, what's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Liger, one half of N Duo, and uh, basically this is a Ncast Lite. Just doing a little bit of thinking. I just want to get some thoughts off of mine. Listen to some podcasts, some videos, and I also got some news came through the week so far, and I just want to put my thoughts to it. Now, of course, the name of the podcast is The World of Reality. And I don't want to I like to, I just don't want to be like the guy who just keeps on bringing down the people. But, I don't want to piss on people's Wheaties all the time. So I hope they don't accept it as that. But I just want to talk about stuff, a little bit more about Metroid. I forgot a thing I wanted to say in the Metroid response to Mr. T, and somebody brought up a very cool question, not question, but a thought about that. Then about the Dreamcast 2, Xbox, and the Nintendo Perception. So basically, Nintendo Perception came from Leatherhead responding to Player Essence, and then Micah Double M responding to Levelhead. And then you have also people who talked about, I listened to a couple other videos, stuff about game trailers and everything. And then also, this, because I got to get to those guys, they try to keep it nice for people that watch the Super Bowl. Now they're going to do the same thing for Valentine's Day, to be all lovey-dovey with Deadpool. This is the game was at large last night, and also some couple of podcasts from couple games media. Like I said, I still listen to it because you never know. But anyway, with that said, I want to talk. I want to talk about Metroid first. Knock that out of the way. So, as I said in Mr. T's video, like I said, we still cool. He came back and he said, thanks, and I put up good points. And like I said, I understand where Mr. T's coming from. And I another point I wanted to put out and I forgot about was I should have finished off my Resident Evil perception, which was after the guy after Shinji Mikami left and Resident Evil 6 sank. Capcom went back to the well and came back and went back to the same style that made Resident Evil kind of cool, Revelations. And Revelations work and sold. So they found what they were looking for. But then again, you try Revelations 2, and look what happened to Revelations 2. They try to go back to get that big audience and thought that changing it up again. Now, so that one right there just portrays again that I don't think there's certain games that's gonna stay niche and some games that kind of expand and do better. Now I have to give it up to Terrell, the game freak, the insane game freak, when he was on Terminator Juice podcast, and he was talking about Fire Emblem Awakening. Well, Fire Emblem Awakening got casualized, and he's right for bringing up that point. It still had the hardcore senses to it, but it was casualized so people could get in, and a lot more people who never played the game got into the game, and it became a success. So his point is valid, but what I think that people are missing out when they say that, because he's not the only person who said that, is that Fire Emblem, there's not many games on consoles, handhelds, whatever, that does what Fire Emblem does. So when it casualized it, it still stayed a niche thing, and people enjoyed what they got out of it. Metroid, what most people are talking about with the Metroid, try to casualize that being mostly they're going to the Metroid Prime route, is going to be as Mr. T said, take away the puzzles, take away the backtracking, all the stuff that made Metroid what it is. You're going to basically make a shooter. You're going to make just a shooter, and we already know majority now generic shooters or niche shooters, even if that don't even sell well. I mean, 007, the revamps, Vanquish, Sunset Overdrive, Red Steel 2. I mean, these are games that was strong and had a core, but if this was just going around like right now, as you see right here on the screen, just going around and just shooting instead of have a little, cinematics or understanding what's the puzzles or whatever, light puzzles or whatever, I think I don't, it will basically push away a lot of the fans, the true fans, and then it's gonna just come a generic shooter, and most people be like, next shooter again, nah, I don't want to play next shooter. They're gonna stick to what they like. It's gonna, so I don't think it needs to, as I said, I don't think it needs to go that route, because I think it's gonna bastardize the franchise. I think, again, I put out that spin-offs is no problem. I think spin-offs could turn off, believe the main story to where it is, as we still getting backlash with Metroid Federation Force. For some weird reason, we still don't know what's going on with that game. People can't wait. People already don't hate it. Nobody knows what's going on. We'll see what happened to it. But as I pointed out before in the response to Mr. T, they tried twice to make, and I mean, Prime itself, Metroid Prime, the 3 series, it got less and less and less from what the Metroid was. So, and it's so less and less again. And again, everybody out there should know me by now that yes, it's so less, but it still made profits. That's not the point. That's not the point I'm trying to defend. That it doesn't make. I'm just saying that certain gamers just don't like this kind of style of gameplay, and even if you bring it down, I don't think they're gonna go out and buy it anyway, because it'll just be a cast in the sea of shooters once again, and they'll be like, it'll just get lost in that sea, in that ocean. Prime was less Prime had a backtracking and do a lot of stuff. Echoes had less backpacking. It was a little tougher for some people, not for me, but well, let me put it in that boost boss. That was a pain in the ass. Holy crap. But it had a little less backtracking, but it had a little more puzzles in it. And then Prime 3, a new controller, make things a little bit more easier. They give you the Pez suit to give you more power that you could barely. I mean, you barely die in that game if you wanted to. I had to turn it up to veterans and everything just to get a challenge. But that game but people still also didn't go out and buy it. So you think they're gonna put it? And of course, remember, now you got a double whammy of a lot of people are not buying a Nintendo console, and they're gonna put Metroid Prime up, and you think Metroid, sorry, and you think they're gonna blast off just saying, oh, it's gonna sell crazy numbers. Now, most people say, hey, put Metroid, the next Metroid they're gonna do, as a launch title. You know what? I can't argue with that. If they could get to do that right there, then the numbers will pop up, but it will pop up because people want to see what the game does. It's not going to help the next game after that, because just like Prime was the console had a small install base, got great reviews. More install base came for Echoes, great reviews, and nobody bought the second one. So if you want the numbers, I say the best chance is to put it on the, at the launch, only in the launch window, and let's see what happens to that game. But I just wanted to bring out that Awakening there's not many games that does what Awakening does in that technical stuff. I mean, there are games like that, but they're also a niche audience. A lot of people don't play those games. So this took a certain route. So hey, we'll see what happened in Metroid in the future. Again, I have no problem waiting as a crazy Metro fan. I got a problem waiting. So, listening to the Gamers at Large last night, and a shout out to the chef, Andre, the Game Idea guy, and Jay Fleming and Shepherd, the Good Shepherd. They were talking about stuff, and then a good podcast. Y'all need to check it out. I think it's Gamers at Large episode 90. But they also talked about Dreamcast. Now everybody's has high hopes for this Dreamcast 2 to come out, and you know what? Again, I ain't gonna never want to pay some people's Wheaties, but like I can say, I will hope I would hope that it comes out for certain people. I really do. But here's the thing: the way the way the Dreamcast is gonna come out, if this Dreamcast 2 happens, is like is like 1% chance that's gonna happen. And then if you want to do the gaming library and have all the gaming library and up-res it and all kind of crazy stuff like that, that's even less than 0.1% that's gonna happen. Because first of all, they can't name it the Dreamcast. They just can't, because Sega still has the rights to that name. Even so, with Sega having the rights to the name, Sega ain't gonna pump any money into a new console. So these guys are doing it for themselves. That's cool. Call it another name, and the best way is just get the best way for the gaming library is make the Dreamcast kind of like the Retro 5 that you could play Dreamcast games, because you're not gonna get the ton of emulations legally as you want. Because a lot of the studios are not around anymore. A lot of the IPs are owned to certain places, and some of the rights of certain things are not even. Some people don't even know what some of the rights of a lot of these things are. The best idea, and what I could come up with that would but that raise up to 10% chance of this would happen, is to make the system, put in a chip set in there that it could up-res most of the stuff, progressive scan, or upscale a little bit better. Make sure that it could play any backlog games, any Dreamcast game that you could find, and also if you keep the price to about $150 or so, because like I said, the technologies, you're gonna put in some stuff in there. Then you have a 10% chance that it'll work and it'll be good for a lot of people. But again, they can't call it Dreamcast because Sega would shut that down, or Sega would ask for a lot of profits, and they have the rights to do it. And a lot of the games that people's asking for, again, some of the studios don't even exist anymore. I would love to get a couple more games. I have a Dreamcast myself, and for me, my Dreamcast is a fighting game, basically station. I have a couple of it, Sonic 1, 2, the collection with Sega with Vector Man and the old Sonics and everything like that. But I have like Mark of the Wolves, Guru, Mark of the Final Fight, Mark of the Wolves, Guru, Capcom vs SNK 1, 2, Marvel's Capcom 1, 2, Project Cross, not Project Cross, Power Stone. Sorry, Power Stone 2, what else? Power Stone 2, Project Justice. Project Justice. I think I have another fighting game. Like, I have just a ton of fighting games for that console because it was such a great port. They did a great port into that system. But to get all the rights to make those games again, or to up-res it, to do anything else, the development team is not there. And I don't think these guys who are developing the consoles are game developers either. So, like I said, I wish that it could happen, but like I said, I don't see it happening no time soon or ever. If it does, I'll be proven wrong. I hope people go out there and buy this thing so these guys can make profit, and hopefully they could share some stuff around to get more games and do what they need to do. That's my hope. So let me see. A next topic that I wanted to talk about was Xbox. Now the news come out that Quantum Brick is coming to PC now. It's sad. Those who bought the consoles, you know what? You might get a streamlined version of the game and be happy. Now me, again, I just can't. Like I said, PlayStation, Xbox. If you want me to buy your consoles, you need to have the exclusives. I don't get that. Why I have this box where I'm gonna get this game, but I already have a PC that could play majority of the games that's coming out. So, Scalebound. Scalebound might. I think it has a high chance that Scalebound will go Windows 10 as well. And if that goes Windows 10, man, I don't know who's buying Xboxes anymore, because that's just that's really a bust right there. But in 2012, when they had the shareholders meeting in 2012, and the shareholders found out that the Xbox division is only making 1% for the 1% profit for the company, they said we need to scrap the Xbox division. Now they made the Xbox One because they already had the R&D for that system. Phil Spencer really is trying his best to hold on to the crown or run the clock until it goes over to the Windows system. But I think the upper hand said it in 2012 that they don't want to push this, and they look like that's going to happen now. In like last year in February, they told Phil Spencer that you cannot use the money to have any more games anymore. They cut the purse strings from him to do that. Again, I praise Phil Spencer for spinning it to say that, spin that story to say, you know what, we're going to concentrate on first party games. That, and so I was like, okay, I know what the real story is, which I just said, and you're going to spin it to that. Okay, good, keep the fans entertained. All right, let's see them first party games. Yeah, Recore. Yeah, PC. Quantum Brick now, PC. Scalebound might be going PC. I mean, and then same thing with PlayStation. God Eater, PC. Tales of Bestiria, PC. Now I am different from most gamers that I know that the PC port could come up effed up. Don't get me wrong. Back in the Arkham Knights, I know you'll come messed up, but I can wait. That is one thing. I can wait until the game goes good. And also, I can have the option if the game is, but if I see that the game is not the way I want it, I will not buy it. But other people think that you have to buy these must-have games, even though they don't know nothing about the game. So that's them. And it's kind of like I said, the reason I'm saying that with the PC too, because even now, Bandai, like when they did, I'm a big Tales fan. I have Tales of Symphonia on twice on the GameCube. Of course, I bought Radiant Dawn. I know a lot of people don't like. I'm not Radiant Dawn. New Dawn, Tales of Symphonia, New Dawn. Me, I like the game. I like the continuing story. I know that Emil was this whiny little kid at the beginning and stuff, but I just love that how they evolved the combo system in the game, and they had the fast tracking straight to the point. Bam, bam, bam. They give you more of a story, but they keep it. You don't have to go out to grind too much. Now, I'm a person who like grinding games, but again, like the Tales. I like New Dawn, and I've played it many times and enjoyed it. But Tales of Symphonia Tale of Symphonia and Tale of Fantasia, two of the Tales games. I like Abyss too, but those two games have an affinity for me because Tales of Fantasia I played on the NES, and I love that game. And to see that they ported Tales of Symphonia, a lazy port, and you can check out Jim Sterling's video about that. I mean, I know about it before that. That's one of the reasons I did not pre-order the game. I was going to pre-order Tales of Hysteria because of that. I was like, I see this problem, and I'm not gonna mess with it. That's why I don't pre-order that many games, because that was BS. You telling me a game that came back out in 2000 is more superior than a game that come out now? With all the technology and all the stuff that you could do, and you already had it cell shaded, so to up-res the palette it's not gonna be that hard. But man, it's sad. But that's what PCs also gain a little problem with gaming too, because again, one of the things with PC is you don't have the you have also the manufacturer wars. Intel, AMD, Nvidia, Radeon, AMD, these things, and their money had too. So PC got some problems as well too. So the gaming industry is really, really going through some dire straits right now. Going through some rough times. Xbox is not making a lot of money. PlayStation's got problems on certain things, and PlayStation 4 is even though people are saying, oh, it's great, it sold 35 million. PlayStation 4 has its own problems. that even Sony's not addressing, and that's the sad part. Just do what Phil Spencer says, Sony, and you be. I mean, again, I will buy a PlayStation 4, but you still have games coming out for PlayStation 3, so it's best to buy a PlayStation 3 and enjoy the game. No, excuse me. So I don't know what's going. The gaming industry is getting a little tougher. A lot of people are pushing to get more money, gain these development ports. I mean, I already answered all this, said all this stuff in my LBC of what I learned from 2015, and also with the LBC with IGN. Now, like I said, it had a video. Leatherhead did a video responding to Play Essence about what Nintendo could do. And he was talking about the perception and think globally, and then Double M did a response to that, which hopefully you guys. I mean, I ain't got no links up for these guys, but you can go to their channels and listen to their videos. The whole I gotta agree with Mike with Double M with Nintendo already thinks globally. There's so many games that works in Japan that don't work in America. There's so many games that work in America that don't work in Japan. If they did not think globally, a lot of our franchise would have died off longer time ago. The one right now, Metroid don't sell in Japan that much. Prime was one of the Prime and Prime 3 were one of the few that broke through the Metroid mold. But still, it is not a big sell out there because shooters are not Japanese market's strong point. So they already thinking globally by giving you the games in each part. There might be censorship and stuff like that, but they're already on the global market, so I ain't got to worry about them thinking globally. Now, a lot of people, and this person asked me this question, John Z asked me this question about if Nintendo would ever get back on top. Nintendo would ever, Nintendo to be back to dominant force in gaming once again, would have to lose one of the big three, which Microsoft look like is the one is going to be bowing out and going PC as a console thing, and also not saying that, but what's his name? Gamers need to evolve, because right now they're in narcissistic mode. They can't wait. They gotta show off. They have to buy with popular perception. They can't think on their own. They don't do research, i.e., like I said about Star Fox and the financials on Nintendo. They don't do the research. They buy broken games just for the hype, and then pre-order the next game after the last game was bad. That also, I mean, is all three are like I said in my LBC one with 15, like gamers, developers, and publishers, all three have done combined together have done the gaming community bad. But until, again, I have to bring up the Nelson report. If people care about features more than video games, Nintendo will never be back up on top. I've said it like maybe 4 or 5 times now. The number one thing people love Nintendo was for fun, then value, then family. And if fun is not an extension of what you buy in a game for as a part of entertainment, then that's not gonna be, because everybody wants these graphics, everybody wants this power, even though power ain't mean nothing without optimization. It means nothing. And now you could see it, as I had my podcast with Red Fox and Tuesday Red Fox and PlayStation Inquisition and everybody else was like about a division that it gives you the option to do certain things to make you run your console. It really should have never been that way. It should have. That means that's going to be, the division is a lazy port. Because the only thing I could see that you should do to have the option to run some things like a progressive scan or an upscalable engine, if anything, to recognize the TV so you can upscale. But other than that, for the game to recognize that and work with that in the PlayStation or the Xbox. But other than that, they never that division is not optimized to that game. Could it be fun game that people enjoy? It looked like it. My boy said that he enjoyed it. My one of my my Xbox friend, he said he enjoyed it. So you know what? Again, it could be fun, but now we're getting games where people are not just taking the time to make the game run the optimal best on the console. And we're getting less and less optimization and more just nonsense. And with that's the going with less without optimization, a lot of the codes are basically linear. They got so much holes in it that you know what, glitch is gonna fall out. So we're gonna see how that works out with the division. They already done confirmed they're working on Watch Dogs 2. Hopefully this time Ubisoft learned their lesson not to do the whole graphical crap and just come straight out telling the truth. But if Division is going the same way as that, I mean, seriously, Yeez Gamer, I don't know what you're thinking. I really don't know what you're thinking. Because your company is going to fall further and further down if you keep on messing with people. You push Assassin's Creed back 1 year. That's a good idea. The Division. Make sure the beta is good and optimize it, please, for the consoles. So I mean, you buy a PC for a certain reason, you buy consoles for a certain reason. Optimize it. That's all it is. And then Watch Dogs do the exact same thing. And don't try to show no flashy graphics on no damn high-end PC. Just said, hey, this is the game. We evolved the story. We made I forgot what the main character is. Adrian Pierce. Whatever. Make him have more dynamic, make him feel alive and stuff like that. And I think people got to buy the game. Just don't BS them, though. Don't pull the shades over their eyes again. Learn your lesson for the last couple of times. And also, when the next Assassin's Creed come out, make sure the game got quality checked in good so you don't have no problems. Please. But that's how that's gonna work out. Now, to finish off again with the perception thing, like that Leatherhead was talking about. If that's the point that people want to play games for features, then Nintendo would never be back up on top. Okay, again, it's not fun. And the problem people were saying about is up to Nintendo to fix that that perception. My question is how? If I have game media that lies upon me, and I said that I said from the beginning that I am a family-centric company, which they've been from since the inception of Nintendo. They've been, and it's funny now. That's why I say it goes to the narcissistic part of how gamers are. They got those who grew up in the same age as me. I have a video called "Selfish Gamers," WTF 7, Selfish Gamers, where everybody wants these games to evolve with them, but don't care about anybody else. Like I understand. I mean, I understand people want to grittier Power Rangers, but there are kids out there who. Why about the young kids who want to experience what I experienced when I was a kid? I think that should be an option. That should be a great option. Let them enjoy what we grew up on. I mean, most of us in our 30s are basically big kids. So I can't. So I know I can't say nothing with that. Of course, anybody watching, I'm using YouTube again. Like I said, I ain't got no capture card to take no videos and other stuff like that. If I'm doing anything, I'm playing. If I ain't got no capture card to do no. I have it on my PC. I have a capture card with a graphics card I have, but I ain't doing that crap. I'm sorry. If I'm playing games, I'm playing games. If I'm playing games, I'm playing games. And basically, I just got off my Xenocrack just to do this right here by my mistake. So anyway, but to just get back into the topic, like I said, gamers nowadays, like I said, my age want everything to be us. I mean, we're big babies. We want our kids, and we want the games to be just everything that we grew up changed to our style. But we have a younger generation. Let them enjoy the same thing as what we grew up with. That's the way I look at it. And with that saying, these younger generations are more entitled than us in certain ways too. So so their perception is already molded. So how can I, if I'm telling the truth all the time and people keep on lying on me, games media and other gamers and YouTubers, how can I change it? Even if I said that's not whatever, because again, the last two big news from Nintendo, other than all the Kimishima stuff like that, and everything. And again, they've been since 2007. They've been thinking about doing animes. Like I've said it before. Hopefully, they could come through with this time. They're doing toothbrushes. They're doing games. They're doing manga, Zelda the manga and everything. They're trying to make it more things. So that's a good thing. That's expanding. That's what you support. I think the Game Idea guy and Jay was saying that in their podcast. I would love to see cover those animations they had for Smash to come to reality, and they attack some of the franchises that won't get hurt that much and turn them into animes. And some could turn into live action, but you gotta be careful on that, of course. But with that, going back to what I was saying, is like, how can I change that perception when I got people lying on me? Well, their financials just came out. Everybody talk about, oh, Nintendo's losing steam. But they're down 3 million. They're down 30 million from last year. They still made from 445 million to 425 million, something like that. I'm not watching since I don't have the screen up. I ain't looking at it. Something like that. They're down 30 million, but nobody's is incorporating a surplus. The financial for the operational that is in the surplus. Right now, it's in surplus mode. I mean, for Wall Street Journal, a newspaper that talks, and Forbes, these are business places, to not say that in their reports. That shows you no matter what this company does, people is going to still say negative things about them. Star Fox, people just came up with the rumors. I broke that down in my last podcast. Nobody got no true source about what it thing. And then the person who said the stuff about podcasts, about Star Fox, all that stuff was made up because NOA and NOE do not develop an EAD game. If a game is made in EAD, it's developed there. The only thing they do is localize the game and send back the information to EAD so they could make their region of that game. That's it. So all they do is, so they go do the text, send it back to them. They do the stuff, and I mean, and then of course with the controller, I debunked. I still don't understand that. Why would they, again? Maybe because I played the game. I played the game when I was at Platinum Games last summer, but they had a wonderful 101 that takes motion controls. You can do certain things with the gyros, and you had dual screen action and everything. Why would they have problems now? And last year, people were playing a game at the at the E3 show floor, and they didn't have no problems with it. But again, that's the kind of problems going on. It don't make no difference what Nintendo does. They already got this negative procedure of being a kiddie console, a friendly console, a weak console, or blah blah blah. Anything you want, whatever they are, so they're not going to be perception. The perception that I don't know. I mean, I'll ask anybody to respond to that. You say, oh, I know a lot of people gonna say stuff, but I'll get, you know what? Make a response video to this, and I'll respond back to it. Maybe in a video the same way too. If I got people who saying all this stuff, no matter what I do, even though the Wii U the Wii U didn't sell as the other consoles, but everybody overlooks. They overlook the Wii U because it doesn't have power, as they say. They don't have power. Okay, but you overlook the power of the Wii U for the other power of the other consoles, because Is it me, or is it that again I could take my disc, put it? I like how people always that stupid gripe of, oh, it's 32 gigs. That's not nothing. 32 gigs. Even though Reggie came on and said, we know that hard drives get cheaper every year, so we want you to buy the hard drive and put it on. What's going on with PlayStation and Xbox now? They got to do a second version of their system because their games are getting too big, and you can't even play your games on your console because it's a key. Let me see. I could take my Splatoon, put it in the console. It works. Oh, let me take Splatoon and go over to my cousin's house and put it in. It works. I ain't got to worry about that nonsense. Everybody talks about the online system, and I granted, I've said this many times too. The online system is not as strong. The best online system will be Xbox One. But nobody talks about the security systems. How nobody could that if they need to take your credit card or anything like that, they're gonna have to hack your Pacific console itself to get your credit card information. And I don't think a lot of hackers got enough time to go through 13 million consoles to try to get individual credit cards. We're not gonna go to PlayStation server or Xbox server and just get a couple million, 10 million, 20 million people without no problem. That's a thing that a lot of people need to understand. And then, of course, it's the games. No, you don't have third party. They have more exclusives. That's why I bought the console for. If again, I say PlayStation, Xbox had the exclusive, like I said, and I had the games I want to play, and they getting pushed to PC now that I don't even. Again, they're getting more and more pushed off that I don't even want to get them. And as I said before, I can wait. I don't need to buy. I'm not gonna buy Street Fighter 5 day one because I want to make sure that freaking game works from Capcom. I ain't stupid. Need a Quantum Break, need a Record, need a Tales of Hysteria, nothing. I never bought a PC game day one. I always wait to make sure I heard the news about what's going on with that game, then I buy it. The only game like right now, Project Cross Zone coming out day one. I'm gonna get. Well, like I said, I'm gonna get day one. The code is a certain way, but I'll basically just say day one. I gonna get the game. Final Fantasy Fates. Final Fantasy Fire Emblem Fates. I already got the game ready to go, but I want Cross Zone before that. So, but I know who made those games. Monolith made Project Cross Zone 2. And of course, I love Fire Emblem Awakening. So Fates, and I played it when I was in Japan. I'm ready for it. We're gonna get all the all 3 games, and also the DLC pack. That's the only game I ever really go all out with a DLC pack. Awakening was the first game that I ever bought DLC for. But my point was, like, we overlooked stuff that keeps gaming simple for these features to make these other consoles better, but then you have more problems with those consoles right now. Again, you have people right now thinking about trading in their Xbox for the next Xbox, that have the terabyte because they're losing space. And it's sad that you have to wipe off games off your hard drive to play games, to buy more games. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that at all. Y'all go ahead and do that. That's your money. You could do what you want to do with that. I'm not. Again, it's your money. You can do what you want. But those are problems I see, but nobody really brings them up in the media part. Including when the Nintendo Wii was the only console that has backwards capability, and nobody talks about that. But then IGN has that as number 3 story of the year, and people talk about with PlayStation and everything. Like, how can this company beat through that perception? That's my question. I don't know how they could stop that. It's been dug into the younger generation minds that Nintendo is just a kiddie console. They don't have no mature games, blah blah blah, whatever. The game medias, they don't care. That's what. Hey, game trailers. Sorry, you tried rumors and you found out that you lost your luster just as well as anybody else. Stop doing researches, and that's what's going to happen to you. So their perception is going to be what it is. All Nintendo could do right now is, again, open up more. The only way I could say they could beat their perception is to open up more and get the IPs into other people's hands. A cereal, again, anime, cartoons, movies, Hanafuda cards, toothbrushes, of course, Universal Studios, and hopefully come with some great attraction rides. I really hope they do come with great rides, not no, lame old attraction rides. That's the only way they could beat that perception. In the gaming part, but Nintendo has a gaming thing, they're not gonna do it because everybody just have this negative connotation against them. How can a person who they whisper in the office say, "Hey, he stole money," even though he never stole money? But you got people keep on saying the same thing, and then they look at you weird every time you come in the office, and that's what Nintendo is. It's like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm the nice guy. I'm the one keeping you guys all afloat, but you guys are arguing with me. You know what? I got a ton of waste for none of y'all. That's just crazy. But other than that, I also want to try to do. I'm gonna try to do, as you can see, like I said, I'm gonna put a screenshot of somebody else playing Metroid. I am gonna try to do a Metroid series of videos for what that game means to me, as being one of my favorite franchises, and how I played the game, how that game was introduced to me, and how that also this game itself, Metroid Prime, changed my life in my company and made me get a ton of money that I never thought that I would get. So I'm thinking about doing that series as well too. But I gotta, figure out when I got the time for it. Like I said, these Dreamcast Lite is the only thing I could do to cut my production time, of course, or whatever it is, simple into simple stuff. So hopefully I can get some more one-on-ones going. Again, the one-on-ones on my podcast is when I have one with the Game Idea guy, and maybe that's the next thing too. I mean, if Andre, if you're listening to this, because I don't know, maybe we could do something where you could do ideas, and we could because we didn't do it in a one-on-one really. I just wanted to introduce people to you, and we could crisscross and talk, but we still need to do one where it's like ideas versus reality. Like some of the ideas are good and it can happen. Some ideas that you say won't happen because I know certain things about the industry. And let's see if we could come with some ideas that could at least meet both worlds. And then I don't know, maybe I could pull it together and send it off to some companies, as since when my company could do that. But again, the one-on-one, hopefully it's supposed to be getting the Good Shepherd. I'm supposed to be having him sooner or later. Hope that works out. And like I said, I have not talked to Mr. T in a while to see if he's going to join out, but I'll try to reach out to other people. But other than that, I'm also going to try to get some subs who want to do some one-on-ones and let them talk about their game experiences in the gaming industry as well. Right now, the 8th generation is really going a sour way. As a gamer, I don't feel it's been a letdown, but I'm sorry, as a Nintendo fan, I've enjoyed my Wii U and my 3DS very well. I am happy to have the games that I've been playing lately on my console, and I'm enjoying it. So let me see here. I'm gonna pop out of this. Okay, now you can shut up now. Video was brought to you by D-Pad Gamer. Okay, I'll give credit to the people who's playing it. I'm giving a review, but I don't really, like I said, I'm sorry, people. I play games. I really don't have a lot of let's say I got a time to go set it up, do this, and so it could be easy too, but it's just not my style. Sorry. I like to play games sake. I would say maybe a quick recap is like I said, Metroid Prime. I mean, the Metroid thing. I have a video about that. You could check out Mrs. T's video to see what you can check out Mrs. T's videos to see where it started off from, to talk about it. I mean, and also if anybody could stop the like I said, the perception thing I was talking about. If you could do a response video, ask that question, and maybe you could answer that question for me. What can the Nintendo do to beat this perception thing? Because they have an uphill battle, and they're like the tiny little, just a person, just saying we're not this person, but people still bag on them. So I don't know what they could do. I don't know what they could do to change it around, other than what I just say of, just break out and do merchandising and animes and movies and all that stuff to get the brand name more, the IPs and the brand name more global, not a global awareness in different things that people say, oh, I want to play this game. And again, we don't know what the DNA thing is going to be about, because the DNA thing could be a mobile game that could scuttle you to the home console or the handheld console when it comes to it. So we'll see how that goes on. Let me see any questions on the question app. Is PC going to be an important platform for Japanese developers as the years go by? That's by Jacob Snake. South Korea, yes. Japan, no. For some reason, Japan still don't feel like they need to play PC games. They're still mobile. They still do mobile and tablets. That's where the core of Japan games are. That's right now. Like I said, I've met so many developers who just see the mobile market as so like, you could go to Namco Bandai Japan, and you could see they put out tons of mobile games compared to consoles games. It's not even a joke. I think they put out about 10 to 20 games a month for Japan. They don't really, the Japan market right now is not strong for PC. Maybe later on, but right now, no, it's basically mobile phones and little tablets, something quick. Now, South Korea, yes, South Korea has the PC market unlocked. They really love their PC. They like mobile too, but those guys are hardcore into their World of Warcraft and their Dota, and it's like the game just came on XCOM. If XCOM gets over there, they're gonna enjoy the hell out of that game. That's, for some reason, South Korea loves PC games. Japan, when I was over there, I did not see many people digging those games at all. So, hope that answers your question. Unless if you try to be a developer, you're trying to get into it, Jacob. Good luck with that. I still say a strong point would be South Korea one, but also you can still do stuff for America, because the PC market is going to be around. The PC market is going to always be around in America for the games. The console market. Okay. The console market, like I said, I don't know what's going to go on right now. Nobody knows what the next home console is with this whole name NX for Nintendo. I don't know. I'm not speculating no more. I already said my point on that thing already. Xbox right now, yeah. When I would say keep an eye out for July, when Windows 10 becomes mandatory for all PCs. Check out what's going to happen to the Xbox division around that time. That would be basically close to the year end and everything too, to their financials. So that might be something you might need to check out for those out there who are Xbox, players and stuff, and see what's going on. Because I have a high suspicion that Scalebound is going to go PC as well. It's going to be Windows 10. And then if that's the case, then I don't know. Why would I buy also the exact same thing? If that happened to Nintendo, their games went to PC, and I had a powerful PC that could play Nintendo games, and their games were not broken on PC, I'll be buying the games on PC because I have one. Then I would have all the games, whatever. And and that would be the best option for me anyway. If it ever goes third party, which they're not, but to go PC and just so they have their own platform instead of trying to go to other consoles, which again we don't even know how that's going to work out. So that's, let me see anything else here. John Z said, "What? Why everybody has this problem? Just can't wait to see what's going on with Star Fox. I don't know. That's the point of what I just said about gamers are impatient or whatever. It's like they can't wait. Let's see. Right, they said it's going to be April the 22nd. Let the game, if they push it back, okay, push it back. But again, let's see what the game comes out. Unlike everybody else, I don't know. I really don't know. We got so many games coming out this year for the Wii U. People are so hungry for what this NX is. So with Star Fox, everybody knows. Everybody got this Star Fox thing now in their mind, but they look at it. Oh, the visual's not good. Oh, it needs multiplayer. It means this. And I have to say, Andre J. Fleming and the Good Shepherd said it better on the Gamers at Large podcast. If you say all this, you want these games to come back, but then you don't go out and support the game. What does that tell the developer and the publisher? What does that tell her? Because everybody's like, oh, I want to go Shenmue. Shenmue 3 might be happening. Let's see if you guys go out there and support it. Y'all wanted something unique for Xbox. You got Sunset Overdrive. You got these cool games. Nobody goes out and buy a ton of them. And then you push it more again. As even to go back to Halo. Halo is not selling. Halo 5 is not selling the way it needs to be selling. That's for sure. I could tell you that's 343 and the Xbox division is like what's going on. And then of course when they put in those requisitions, I think, and that's the microtransactions, again, they found a way to subsidize it. Subsidize some of the losses with making $2 million every 2 days. I don't know if it's doing that now, but I know when Halo 5 launched, every $2 million every 2 days what they're making on a microtransaction. I don't think they're gonna give up that much. I don't think Halo 6 is gonna give up that kind of money if Halo 5 the same way. $2 million per day? Who would be stupid to give that up? You get people out there who want to spend microtransactions for cool armor or whatever. Shoot, you got people right now I know gonna go out there and buy when Evolve get re-released, the definitive edition of Evolve. They're gonna go back out there and buy that game, even though that game was messed up from the get-go. And I'm not talking about that mess that you can't replay it. I'm talking about with the DLC. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. With the DLC and the microtransaction and everything, but nobody said anything about it then. So, what can I say? It's just stupidity. So I don't know. People don't want to play games, and people don't want to wait until the game come out that's good. My advice to people is, again, do your research. If you know certain game's going to be broken, wait. It's not that hard. Like I even said Sinister 18 on Google Plus. He said he's a Street Fighter fan. He's sorry that he got to go buy a PlayStation 4 because he wants to get Street Fighter 5. And I don't begrudge the homie for that. I told him all I said was, you know what, go out and enjoy the game. I would say first though, I said, but wait to make sure the game is working good. Then, because it made no sense to go pay $400 for $300 for a console, then a game that you wanted for the console and it don't work. And that's a waste of money. That is a total waste of money. I don't know why people just can't wait for certain things. So that's, again, I'm kind of repeating myself. What the hell am I saying that? So I'm repeating myself. Let me see any more questions. Give me a second here. Vines. I hope I said. Well, it's Vines. Yeah, VYIN Vines. Well, thank you. Basically, Vine said, I saw the video you talked, the last podcast video, Star Fox. Why do a lot of people don't look at research like you to break down the rumors? I do not know, dude. I really don't know. It's one of those things where, again, in maybe because I work inside the industry, one, but two, I just I don't know. I just don't blindly follow a lot of things. Certain things pop up to my mind that that they had a game. Platinum had a game that uses the motion controls very well. Big had no problems, and that's why Miyamoto said, "You know what? These guys did this for Wonderful 101. Let me use these same guys to do Star Fox." And nobody said anything negative about Star Fox and the motion controls on the E3 floor. When I went to play Star Fox in Japan last year, September, I played more stages than those guys, and I played 5 stages, and all 5 stages worked very good. The vehicles worked good. I had no problems with the gamepad, not at all. But now we take somebody from Twitter to make rumors and spread out around, and people going with it. Yeah, that's the problem. Nobody does research. That's why I said there's a lot of YouTubers that can call out right now, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, if you're gonna do these videos, do your research or just play your games. You got your gameplay videos on there, do that. But don't do news because you're not that's not your strong point. So yeah, thank you for the props, man. Vines. Let me see. I have a next question here from Jacob. Let me see. What I meant to say was, will PC be important platform in the West for Japanese developers as the years goes by? Again, let me put it this way. Yes and no. The reason I said that because they're gonna still be certain companies that want to make, like I said, Namco's putting most of their games right now on PC. So yes, they're gonna have certain games like that. The majority of the new developers that I've seen going into the market now, they're going mobile. That's the difference. Some of the power heads are gonna still do PC, but I mean, but they gotta make sure that the PC ports are almost picture perfect. Again, there's no perfect game out there, of course, you know my stance, but at least close enough to say this is worth buying, and all I need to do a little tweak here with the graphics card, whatever, and it should not have no major glitches. But majority of the new developers, people who are getting into the gaming market now to make games in Japan, they're going mobile because that's where the money's at. That's where the money's at. So they're not worrying about the West. If that's what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not worrying about the West market, even though America and Europe has more people buying, but have a bigger purchasing power. But one of the reasons, again, I should say that they don't want to go into mainstream development because when it was over at Platinum Games, a lot of people saw what happened to I forgot the name of the developer, the female developer, when people from the West was threatening her life and her family life, and because they didn't bring Bayonetta to their consoles, they're like, why would I take on this headache? I just do mobile. I got little people who just want to play a little game and have fun and whatever. So they're trying to take the easiest route, which is less stressful, easier to develop. No, you don't got to do anything super graphical, powerful, and all that stuff. The phone does what you got to do. And there's that many gripes about it. People who got the mobile games, they don't go crazy that much compared to us console gamers who have our knipshits and just go crazy as hell. But again, the mainstays like Namco Bandai and Namco Bandai, like I said, they're releasing all their tales so far. All the tales that are coming out is be on PC. All the let's see, Capcom has Street Fighter coming to PC, so they're gonna still make games for the PC for the West. But that breed of people who's doing those kind of games are not being replaced by people who can do it, because everybody else is going to go to the mobile side. So Again, hope that answers your question on since you brought back up that question again. I mean, in a different way. Sorry, and I don't mean it sound like like you brought it up twice. My mistake. You're trying to clear yourself up. Let me see what else we got here. All right, we got George, and he's asking. So with the people making the Sega Dreamcast, which I just talked about, you think it'd be a better possibility if they do it as you described, just have a console by different name, but just have the backlog that you could play any Dreamcast games. Is it that hard to emulate the games to put it on like a hard drive or whatever, so people could just have this awesome system? The problem is that you can't. The problem is you can emulate it. The problem is you won't get away with the rights. Who owns the? I mean, anybody could. Anybody could. If you do a project, excuse me, Project Justice or Power Stone, Capcom has the right to do a cease and desist and sue you. I wouldn't want to get no sued from no big company like that. And why would I go through the headache of doing all that stuff and getting sued? Oh no. For millions of dollars, nope, not worth it. It's who owns the rights. It would be cool if you could emulate some stuff, and some stuff might be emulated that people get away with it, but those who ever played Dreamcast and fell in love with Dreamcast, they know the games that they love. And majority of those games that they love are not going to be remade because most of those studios do not exist no more. And again, most of some of the IPs are in limbo. Nobody knows who owns them, or if they own pieces here and pieces there, licenses there. Because again, like I said, I give an example. The Game Idea guy he was talking about something. Here's the example. All right. Everybody, Toei owns the Dragon Ball Z in Japan. Like they own it. They do the studios, whatever. And of course, the manga is owned by the person who made the manga, of course. Like I said, I'm trying to look as quickly as I can. But to do who owns the Dragon Ball Z license to make games over here in the West is Namco Bandai. They own the license to do that. And if you're going to do anything that's animation related in the West, you have to also ask Funimation, who owns the license in the West for Dragon Ball Z, that I could do this, that I could also do that, and also the voice actors too, that I could use some of the material to do animation. So you see, that points out that Dragon Ball Z is is in so many, is in that limbo. It's not limbo really because I know who owns them. But my point is that the IPs and who do what they got to do with the game is split up so much that I don't think a lot of people want to go play everything. I mean, Namco Bandai gotta act like if they like Xenoverse, the Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse, they had to pay Funimation licensing fee because they own the animation rights in the West. Sad, but true. So all that rights and everything that goes on with stuff like that is gonna just again, we don't know who owns these IPs. Again, we know Capcom owns again Project Justice and Power Stone and stuff, but like unique games like Seaman, I don't know who owns that, or like who says like I would think SAK Playmore still owns the Final Fight, Final Fight, of course they do. I don't even have give me a second. Give me 1 second. We're trying to look at my folders. Let me see of Sega games that I have here. Let me see. I didn't know how this so close to me. I thought it was far away. Let me see. Street Fighter Alpha, Mark of the Wolves, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. What is this game? Oh, the Sega Dream, Smash Pack. Crazy Taxi. To be honest, there you go. Like Crazy Taxi. I don't know who owns Crazy. I really do not know who owns Crazy Taxi right now. Let me see. Oh, I know for sure this ain't gonna get work. Sort of Berserk. I don't know who owns the gaming rights for that game. So yeah, it's certain. It's just certain games that's gonna be for Dreamcast. Nobody knows about. So again, I don't think this is gonna be a reality. If it does happen, I will be the first to say, you know what, I was shocked it happened, but I'm just looking at reality and being in the business, seeing what's going on with that. So let me see. And all right, let me see. Nova region. Taking account of the current gaming climate, do you think major third parties can start exploiting their underutilized IPs to release similar games to find success, or are they stuck in AAA game business? Depends on who's the company. Konami could make a ton of money doing a Castlevania game, 2D game. Capcom could make a good amount of money making Mega Man game. Like Kenji Inafune, before he turned the businessman, turn and let him do a side-scrolling Mega Man game and make a ton of money. When I mean ton of money, make about $20-30 million with a good budget. That's what, again, that's why Nintendo's so strong. You give them $5 million, you go turn it into $40 billion. But you see, the problem is the point is what you just said. No region is right. They stuck into making. Oh, they need to make $100 million. That way of thinking is what's hurting a lot of these companies, and that's why it's messed up that they're publicly traded in that regard. That if the businessmen, the investors want a certain return on their investment, and it kind of sucks. They can do it. They can do it, but I don't know. Again, I mean, no, let me say, I don't know. They can do it. I just don't know why they don't do it, other than what I just said, because it makes no sense. It should. You could make little buckets of money. Again, that's what Nintendo does. Kirby Rainbow's Curse was all it needed was 100,000 to be profitable. Boom. They don't need a millions to sell. Same thing with Bayonetta, same thing with Project Crosszone, same thing with Hyrule Warriors. But it surpassed those things, of course. But my point is, they budgeted for that they could sell and make money and start making profits very early. If they do if Capcom did the exact same thing, Capcom will be back in gold. Same thing with Ubisoft. That's why I said at the beginning of the podcast, don't tell no lies. Don't try to do the graphic powerhouse crap again. Just tell us, just made the story good. Do your game. Don't try to put it on a high-end PC. Just say, hey, the game's coming out. Here's gameplay. It looks good. It looks what it's supposed to be. And people won't be fooled. And if they come and saying, but it's still, if you tell them up front and they say, oh, this is not the graphic powerhouse I thought it was, then the game is a shadow. It's not you. As long as you tell the truth from the beginning, you should have no problem. Now, again, you kind of lied with the first Watch Dogs, so you have a little, thing to work on. You got to work a little truth on that. And the Division, not already done, still going down around that you're still lying. But again, I hope they could change that. But that would be the best thing to do. And to tell you the truth, region, the company that I run, my company that I do the exact same thing. I budget for a certain thing, so if it ever losses, or I want to make sure that I make as profit. I budget that I can make profit as quick as possible, so things will go swimmingly for me. So that's something I wish they could figure out. I hope they don't stuck in this AAA gaming mode. You do not need to spend billions or millions and millions of dollars to make these crazy ass games. And then your returns suck. Again, right now, Tomb Raider is in a financial flop mode. It's still not making the money it needs to make. You need to sell some more. And then Square Enix coming out with their games. I think that's one of the reasons why they split up Final Fantasy VII to do that. And it's just gonna be crazy. Let's see what happens. You know what? Let me not to be too negative. Let's see what happened in 2016. Let me see. Any more questions? So I hope. Let me play this out. So let me, all right. Jason A saying, okay, so why do you? Oh, sorry, I'm clicking on that. Jason A is asking, so with Metroid, I oh okay okay, let me make it easy. He's basically asking who said Metroid needs to be casualized. Like I said, it's nothing negative. He just asked a he Mizuki himself didn't want this to happen. He just wants to. He was just saying as a vision to say to make to get a bigger popularity. So, and again, Jason A was just asking who's trying to say that Metroid needs to be casualized and whatever. And I was saying it was Mizuki's video, but he didn't want this to happen himself. He was just putting out a thought and saying certain things because again, I want the backtracking. I want the puzzles. That's what I want. A puzzle. I want a sense of adventure. That's what makes Metroid different from any other shooter. That's why Nintendo came with the whole first-person adventure thing. I want to do something other than shooting. I want to solve, hit this, turn it up into a little ball, make boost ball, boost here, jump here, flip there. That's what makes Metroid. That's what I like about Metroid. Keep you on your toes, and if you got to stop, make you think. Now again, I know people don't like the fetch quests, and I am with you guys that the fetch quests kind of messed up in the Prime series. They need to. That's one thing I would say that Mizuki should be. Should have said streamline the fetch quests, streamline those things. You streamline them a little more easier, and Prime 3 did it in a better way. Because when I played the game and when I found out that I supposed to do a fetch quest, I had almost all the cells already. I only had 2, so it took me maybe about 5 minutes to find the other 2 cells, which because I basically always that's the thing about Metro I like. I love the exploration. See, that's the next thing too that I don't want taken out. I love just looking, seeing when I go in a big room or this big stage, this part of the stage, and look around. Okay, I wonder if we can get up there. Oh, I see something up there. I need to go. That's the backtracking. I say, oh, I know what I need to get that right there, and this right here. That's the sense of Metroid I like. I wish that's why I don't want it to be casualized. I'm sorry. It's neat. You tried twice already to go this Federation Force will be the 3rd time. I'm gonna try to go mainstream market, but we always see the backlash of mainstream market. And trust me, all the people who said, "Oh, they're not gonna buy this game," is again. I don't know how. It's just like a Metroid. How can I stop this perception when people just jump on me and just said I'm garbage before you even get to play me? That goes back to the Nintendo thing. Like I can't stop that perception. If I have so much echo chambers going against me. So let me see. Norwegian with the next one. You mentioned optimization in regards of developing games on the Wii U, but what I see with third parties is a missed opportunity to bring fresh ideas to the game industry. Now they are pushing for VR. With VR, we renegade. God dang it! When you're tired, you're tired. Basically, we put more, give a little juice, I should say, in the industry. In your opinion? Nope. I don't know if you've listened to some of my podcasts. VR is not gonna. I don't think VR is gonna make a big thing in a big splash. And a lot of third parties are not. Again, that's one of those things. I don't know who was that. No, I'm not attacking you. No regen. A lot of third parties are not going towards VR. PlayStation is trying to force people to make games for the VR, but they're not going towards the VR, and the VR is not going to do great things in gaming. One, a lot of people again, if whenever people get a chance to play Oculus Rift, the PlayStation VR, we don't know the price of PlayStation VR. The Oculus Rift is out of touch of a lot of gamers' hands anyway. One and two, whenever I would love to anybody who plays the VR. When I got to mess with Oculus Rift, I could sense why what is the discontent in your mind. But when I was in the room with the people who were playing it, a lot of people found out they had vertigo. A lot of people found they had motion sickness because they just couldn't keep up with the thing. So VR is not the savior for gaming. It's not gonna be the savior for PlayStation. A HoloLens for Microsoft. It could be, again, the application for a HoloLens for Microsoft could be in Windows 10, and it could be what I think it is. Do I think the VR could work for other applications? As I said, I'm an architect. Yes, I can see it for architect. I can see it for buying houses. I can see it for doctors. I can see it for controlling drones. I can see it for many things like that. That could be cool. And we've seen that at CS, that there's some people that you put the VR on your head and you could control a drone to see the thing, to see where you're going. So it has the applications in that regard. And that's where it's gonna make the money the most. In gaming, I don't know. I don't think it would. I really don't. I don't think I could play like I said. I don't think I could take Mario 64. I'm Mario, and I do the moves with the controllers and jump. I think I will get a vertigo myself, even though I don't have. I didn't experience it when I was playing the games. When I was at the Square Enix Japan, when I get to mess around with Oculus Rift there. But again, I don't think it's going to be the savior a lot of people's asking for. So, let me see. Next question here. And you know what? Let me, before I finish off your question, let me finish, like you said, optimization. Again, it's the consoles, the optimization that kill me. The thing that kill me is the optimization for consoles is way easier than the capitalization for PC. And I don't know why. Again, it's either the developers are being lazy or the publishers are cracking the whip so much they don't have time to clean up their codes, because the console has a set graphic card, a set graphical limitation, a set CPU, a set stuff. So if I know how fast the car is gonna go, I should be that car to go. If I know what the engine is in the car, then I should be able to go, and just like if you're gonna do aftermarket, I should be able to go to aftermarket and get a turbo boost or twin scroll turbo boost to put on this car, as long as I know everything about the car is what it is. But when you don't know what's going on with a car like PC, that's when optimization comes with PC a little difficult, because AMD, card, chipset, blah blah blah. But the console should be more easy to optimize. But again, that's the problem. What's going on with the porting and third parties? I don't understand it. Like, if the things are set, why is it so hard to optimize? It should be no problem. And also, you should be able, if you got the dev kits, you should be able to work from the code up to make a solid foundation. That's one of the things that AR system, that the power ARM system and Nintendo put in Wii U for that reason. Make sure that force developers to make the games from the frame up. Any game that was made from the foundation up for the Wii U, they don't have glitches. They don't have no problems. They have glitches. Sorry, they don't have major glitches. They don't have major problems. 104 101, Bayonetta, Hyrule Warriors, what are the Sky Soldier? Well, no. So sorry. The Wii version is not that bad. The Wii U is. Let me reverse that. Sorry about that one. Once you got that, you shouldn't get no big problems. And that's a smart. To me, as a business person, that's a smart move Nintendo did. And I wish others, because again, there's no reason that the Ultimate Tetris, a simple block and drop game, can't work on a PlayStation 4 and have frame rate issues. This should not be that. That should never been a problem. Never. Let me see. So let me clear that out. I have Ecosis, ETOCIS. Again, I hope I'm saying your name right. Do you think that if basically, okay, let me reread. Do you think whatever gets Star Fox another F-Zero, people willing to drag through the mud like they did Star Fox and Metroid? They'll do an F-Zero. I really think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna let that franchise die out. I think they're just waiting for their opportune time to release that. I think they, right now, as a company, I think they're saying, you know what, we gotta depend on ourselves. So we start again, like out here right now, like starting the next fiscal year. If Nintendo has Operation Surplus this year, they're gonna be an Operation Loss next year. I guarantee, because they're gonna hire more people, make sure do some more studios and more development teams, because they're figuring out that we need to keep our ecosystem going. They're already doing some of that already for some of the mobile team, as they already pushed some of their, like Hideki Kano has gone over to who's the developer of, who's the director of Mario Kart. He's gone over to do games for the mobile. So they're gonna try to figure out certain ways, and they're gonna hire some more people. So they're gonna be, I think they're gonna be a loss next year, operational loss, which is, you know, cutting fortunes, and you know the news is gonna be looking at a certain way again, of course, but whatever. But I think they're gonna wait, and I think I didn't see no F-Zero doing it when I was in Japan. But then you're gonna have fans, because I mean, look at Fast Racing Neo. Look at the reviews of Fast Racing Neo. Everybody was saying it's too tough, it's too difficult, it's too hard. Have they never played F-Zero? And it was, it's, you know. So to your question, yeah, they're gonna be negative in that regard, and they're gonna drag it to the mud no matter what. Because again, it's a whole perception thing I was talking at the beginning of the podcast. They're just gonna go that route. So it's sad, but people have this perception in their minds, and they're not going to get rid of it for some stupid reason. Because they don't look at the quality of the games being good. They just look at, like, oh, is my friend playing it? Is everybody playing it? Is everybody talking about it on YouTube? I need to be a part of the in crowd. And I don't follow crowds. I do my, you do you, I do me, we cool. The next question from him. What's your favorite Pokemon? What's my favorite Pokemon? That's a little. I don't even. Do I even say that's tough? I don't even think that's tough. But that's I mean, to be honest, to be 100% honest, for me it was Charizard when I was first introduced into Pokemon. When I played Red and Blue, and then of course got Yellow later, Charizard was my favorite Pokemon up for a while, and then to see got revived into the Smash Brothers and stuff like that. I played a little Smash. I played a little bit of Charizard and Smash Brothers. It's not my main, of course. It's just for fun, but I think after Gold, Silver, I would say Charizard and Suicune, because I remember I was trying so hard to get Suicune as well when I was into the Pokemon, and after that I lost that luster. As my sister, she's the Pokemon fanatic. That would be a tough. I gotta ask her that question, but yeah, that's just one of the game. That's just a Pokemon. Like I said, Suicune and Charizard were the Pokemon I have. I do like Lucario, but that's from the cartoons and stuff. Like, other than that, I never played a Pokemon to get Lucario. I just like him from the cartoons. Let me see. He asks, I don't know if he asked me, just saying, I thought Fast Racing Neo was hard, but not unfair. Expecting a one-time trial track, and found it refreshing to have to play completely outside the multiplayer in races for a long time. I mean, well, you're one of the exception people who bought the game and enjoy it for what it is. It is difficult, but again, so was F-Zero. To me, the easiest F-Zero was the one on Super Nintendo, because it got progressively harder and harder, and then freaking GX. Holy crap, that
That's the thing that you want to take your controller and slap somebody with because that thing was difficult. Including that damn keep your thing. I mean, you know how much hours I put in that to beat that part when you have to keep on that stupid. I forgot the name of the guy in the suit who put a bomb on the Captain Falco's car, and you got to stay up above 600 miles per hour. Holy crap, it was a pain in the ass. I beat the game, but man, it's one of those games that was like, I wanted to slap somebody, really. Let me see. Nova Region asks, Splatoon proved to be truly innovative in the shooting genre and create a successful audience. Activision had those consumers locked on the Wii U, but willfully neglected. Is it too late for them to be successful on a Wii U console, on a Nintendo console? No, but I think they already make these decisions. Activision makes money is gonna make money off the Wii from the deal they made with Skylanders, but they could have made again money because Platinum knows how to make a game if they ported TMNT. If they're the one that's coming out in the summer, TMNT Turtles in Manhattan, that game, that should have been right. That game should have been on the Wii U too. Now again, I'm not begrudging them for not doing it because I would get the game for PC. That's just me. I'm just letting anybody know. I'm not angry in that regard. If they don't come to my console of choice, again, it comes to PC, which most games are coming now. I'll wait, and enjoy it. But they missed an opportunity right there, though, for that. They could have done it because if you see the specs, the minimal specs to run TMNT on PC, that is lower with that lower graphics spectacle and everything else. That could have been on the Wii U. No ifs, ands about it. But for some reason, somebody who's the head of the team or whatever at Activision decision, they head up their butts, and that's money they're just throwing away for some reason. That one they really throw away. The shooter part with I think they lost that. I don't think they're gonna. I don't. If they're gonna put something, they're gonna put shooter. They're gonna make money when they're gonna make less money than they made before when they had Call of Duty on the Nintendo console now, because that audience is already left, one, or people just don't want to be a part of that kind of thing no more. Really, they don't want to be a part of that. Just like that's gone. Splatoon took over. It's a mass success. I want games like Red Steel 2 and other stuff to come back. That's what I mean. A sequel to Red Steel and No More Heroes, all games like that to come back. But yeah, let me see. Oh, Eagles was saying, by the way, my Pokemon is Tyrant or Tyromi, Tantrum, most adorable T-Rex ever. See, it's sad that I've been out of stuff. I mean, Pokemon that I don't even know. You know what? I want to type those things in and look at it because I don't even know about those. Sad. That's how bad. I've not. Like I said, my sister was a part of this podcast. She would tell you, hell yeah, again, she's the fanatic right here. Oh yeah, Blood Falcon and the Dark Bull for the bomb. You're right. That was a pain in the ass. That really was a pain in the freaking ass. Holy crap. Let me see. Nope, I already got that. Okay, I think I got one more question from Jacob Snake. Why do YouTubers call the Wii U flavor? Why do YouTubers call the Wii U a failure without even looking at the financials? I mean, these views is crazy. 51 people watching me. Thank you all for watching me, even though I'm by myself. Basically, the reason why YouTubers call, because it's the rumor mill syndrome again. And I think this will be the last question already, but it's the rumor mill syndrome. See, sales, they think that there's I pointed out many times, just because you sell a amount of product doesn't mean that thing becomes financial. Again, Mario Kart, again, Tomb Raider right now, surpass $1 million, basically going for $2 million right now. But he needs to sell about 5-6 million to make the profits back on the game. But everybody, all they see though is just, oh, he sold 2 million, but it's a financial flop. That means if it's a financial flop, they're gonna do more DLC, more microtransaction, or they're gonna not make the game or they're not gonna make the game anymore. That's the two options happen if that thing become a financial flop. But nobody's, and the reason I don't know if you've listened to my videos before, Jacob, like the Wii U makes more profit than the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 combined because of the software. That's what the Wii U itself is making money. The software, the percentage margin is 80 to 100%. Xbox One and PlayStation 4 does not have that. They don't have to worry, and they have the biggest library of games of the virtual consoles. That's where they make the money. That's why it's a success financially. Is it by sales and the brand? No, I agree with that. But for me, and I always said this, I rather have the game make money so they can make more games. The Wii U is making money for Nintendo. The 3DS is making money for Nintendo. The software is making money for Nintendo. As I put in the podcast last time, like Michael Pachter, when I said that's why he knows that they have their own ecosystem that can make $300 to $400 million a year, which is a good amount of money every year, profit-wise. Are you kidding me? I wish I could do that. Shoot, let me not say that. Sony and Microsoft wish they could do that. But it can. Let me see. Do you think the NX? Do you think we'll get Mass Effect Andromeda on the NX or EA Games? At least they could made a port of the Trilogy Edition. I would say hope for the Trilogy Edition. I don't know. Again, I can't answer that question because I don't know what the NX is, and I'm not one of these YouTubers to speculate. When I went to Nintendo EAD, I saw consoles. When I was over there, they don't even say NX. They said the code name for the next console at the EAD at the time I was over there was the Famicom 7. So without me knowing what the NX is, because I really don't know. I can't get an answer to that. I think EA is gonna. They burn some of their bridges. I think they'll come back, but I think they'll come back a certain way because I think once one of the other companies drop out, the consoles drop out, they might come back, but they might push the EA Origins more. They might push the EA Origins more, and I don't know if they're gonna have a bigger backlash on that with pushing that. But again, I don't know the future of that game. I hope for that, but again, if you're looking for certain third parties to come back to Nintendo, I said get your PC, enjoy the consoles, and get your PC or get another console. If you want Nintendo games, you buy Nintendo console. I'm sorry, that's the way I look at things. I just don't have. I buy through exclusives, and I feel for people who have a Nintendo console who wants to get third parties. But after third parties been doing Nintendo bad for the last 2 generations. And when I was over at EAD, and they had a feeling of I don't give a damn about third parties. That's the room. That was the feel I felt in the room. I think they're gonna they don't care. They don't care, and sorry for the people out there who's looking for that. So again, without me knowing what NX is, I really can't answer your question truly, and that's me being honest. I'm not like these other YouTubers who speculate for you because I do not know. Let me see one more from Nova Region. Speaking of Resident, do you look at the game like Dying Light and Skyrim and think to yourself how arcade it looks in terms of gameplay when mentioning the first-person sword fighting of? I don't know if you know who the Norwegian. I don't know if you know that I worked on project. That's the reason I bring up Red Steel 2 is because I worked on the project. I was one of the developers for Red Steel 2, sound-wise, not visual and anything, sound-wise. And I still have not seen anybody do what I have not seen anybody do what Red Steel do. There are people who could do it. Don't get me wrong. That has certain things, the Skyrim and all that stuff, and Bioshock and everything. But to do the movement with the sword and the fluidity of the sword and switching and the power moves and move, oh man, I've not seen. I think somebody told me there's a game that does. I think PlayStation Inquisition said the one, and I need to go check it out. But that fruition of movement, I have not seen no games does, and I think it is kind of arcade, and that's why I wish they have a third. I wish they had a third. What do you call it? A next Red Steel 3 with the same art style. With that same art style. Don't go to damn graphical power. Try to do realistic things. The same art style. Maybe continue that story. The problem is the developer who came up with the idea and get designs for that game is no longer with Ubisoft. An ex-person who hates Ubisoft and walked away. So that's what it is. Let me see. Ethos asks the next one if it gets called the Famicom 7, can we get a James Bond style front for the console? That would be cool. That would be cool. I don't think they will call it the Famicom 7. That's just the code name they use before they call it whatever it is, like the Revolution or Project Cafe or whatever it is. They just go because remember the Famicom means family computer. So they just say, like I said, the Super NES was Famicom 2, the 64 was Famicom 3. That's just the code name that they have for it until they give it the proper code name. So when I went over there and I got there, I asked a couple people, yo, what about this NX thing? They're like, what the hell y'all talk about? And they're like, who the hell keeps on figuring out what this NX thing? We don't know. And these are people who work in R&D who makes the consoles. We don't know what this NX thing is all about. Again, that was back in September. I am not over there now, so I don't know. But that's what I got when I was over there. But it would look cool to have a cool 007 moniker on there, because back in the 64 days, I used to love that commercial. Get in or get out. That was a stance. I love that. And let me see. I got my PC ready years ago, and like most Nintendo guys, exclusive first and foremost, and that's hey. That's, I mean, look, you are a smart man. That's all I can say. You are a smart person. I don't know if you're a man or female, but you're a smart person to do that. Look, the only reason I got a PC that's as powerful as I got right now because I do architecture and I do audio engineering. If I didn't do it, because in other words, my CPU, I have it's crazy. My two CPUs I have is just crazy power. All I needed to do was just add a graphics card, which I did to one of them. I added a graphics card and it made it a game PC. But it was most of my projects are CPU bound, like AutoCAD and 3D, doing 3D calculation to make my stuff for AutoCAD for my day job as an architect. And then engineering, I need to do a lot of tracks and everything like that. Audio tracks, analog, taking it analog like a guitar and all that stuff, and to not compress them, but to audio mix them down to sound certain ways. I need a strong PC, and all I needed, and basically last year when I got, there was a sale on Amazon for a ATX, Asus ATX, whatever, was a $300 graphics card for 154 gigabytes of DDR5. I said, hey, for 150, that's not bad. I plugged it in, play my games. My monitor's a 4K screen monitors, TV, so even that looks better. So playing on a 4K. So again, you thought ahead before me. I just said, you know what? I have this powerful system. Let me just turn it into a gaming PC. Oh, you're a dude. All right, it's cool, man. Like I said, sometimes there's a female or dude, man. But you're welcome, man. You are welcome. Oh, well, this was a good little talking out right here. Oh, really, dude? You can run until I turn off. I can run most games except for Skyrim until I turn off shadow quality. For some reason, that just tanks the game frame rate. But when yeah, I mean that's the thing about PC. You're gonna have to learn how to do frame rate and graphics and what's important to you and all that stuff. So far, let me be honest to you again. Most of the games I've bought for my PC are cell shaded. They're not graphical powerhouse. Tales of Hysteria, Transformers Devastation by Platinum Games, Activision. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is gonna be coming out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is gonna be coming out. Teenage is coming out. Those Tales of Hysteria, God Eater. Those games are not that visual graphic powerhouse. Again, my graphics card could run those stuff, but I really don't care for graphics. I know that I like shell shaded art style more than the others, so those gonna do very well for me. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy. You know, I hope that you could find the right setup so you could play those games that you do want, maybe I mean, again, I'm just guessing, like the Division or. Well, not Batman, because that's a crap. Mortal Kombat, whatever that needs, that graphical powerhouse. I hope you can find a graphics card that can do that. If you have a CPU that has at least four CPU that has 4 cores and at least about 8 gigs. Like I say, my computers have 32 gigs of RAM. It's overkill. Just letting you know, it's just overkill. But again, I made it for PC, I did it for that, but not that way. So you know. I got you. And of course, yeah, Yao Yang say basically it's not weird, it's Bethesda. That's true. Everybody has a thing with Bethesda for some reason. Well, Skyrim works graphically, exactly strong point either. Oh yeah, Skyrim's graphics is not a strong point. Even when it came out in 2011. Again, yeah, I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. And of course, like I say, Yao Ye said basically, yeah, it's not weird, it's Bethesda. Hey, man, what did the Good Shepherd said? It's for nostalgia reasons, man. That's why you have to put them glitches in there. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. You know what? I was just gonna get on here and talk, but y'all questions have livened me up. I thank you guys for listening like this. Basically, this is gonna be one of the formats I'll be doing more and more because it's just quicker to do stuff like this other than put videos together. The ones I think I'm gonna do video and do the background music and everything like the Metroid thing, I'm gonna put the time in it to at least be sort of all right. Again, I'm not getting paid for this, so I have to have the fun to do it, and it's cool that people have what do you call it, the time to listen to me. And again, if you want to learn one of the videos, again, I'll say there's a one-on-one with Salim. If you go to my channel, you want to learn about third party, you want to know the gaming industry in depth and everything. He asked some great questions. Go to that podcast, listen to it, you learn about the gaming industry, I'm telling you. And also the one-on-one with Turner John. You understand why I say third party after Nintendo being slapped millions of times. Why would I go back to an abusive husband for punching me, slapping me every day for third parties? That's what it is. Has anyone found Xenoblade Chronicles for the recently? Finally found my copy after searching 1 year. Technically speaking, I was in GameSpot a week ago. Yeah, and it was it was a week ago, and it had a Xenoblade Chronicles there too, and it was still $60 for the damn game. So, if you have a 3DS, to get it there. If you wanted the full feature of it, yeah, the best to get in the Wii U. Technically speaking, I've beaten Xenoblade Chronicles X, the Japanese version. Right now, I'm gonna beat the American version. And I didn't beat the original Chronicles yet because I got to the part where you basically just get to the mechanics, the other part of the mech where you're in the mechanics home base and stuff. And that's why I stopped because games came out. So I need to go back and beat that game as well too. I know what the story is, but I need to go in and beat the game as well too. But other than that, man, thank everybody out there for listening to this, yeah, I got the World Edition. Hey, that's good that you got it, man. I want to thank everybody out there for listening to me. Again, you know how it is. Again, when I put up a next Endcast like this, I would love to get more questions. It basically was flowing because, like I said, that lifted it up from being kind of blah because I already started this a little drowning at the beginning, but I woke up. So thank you. And with that said, like I said, hopefully I will get the next endcast with everybody in and stuff. I'm also gonna do certain endcasts where like we're gonna talk about certain retro themes like fighting games and beat 'em ups and stuff like that, because I don't want to keep pounding the same situation of third parties suck and blah, because that road is going to keep on going, sliding down. To me, in my opinion, it's going to keep on sliding down. So I want to keep it different and just have people ask questions, have fun about certain things. So, oh, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. So they're going to be one-on-ones. They're going to be some more endcasts. I'm going to try to do like separate up, and hopefully I can get some more one-on-ones with other people. But thank y'all for listening. Hope you guys have a good night. And with that said, as usual, and if you're going to do research, please don't follow the rumors. Be careful who YouTubers you're listening to. Basically, make sure they're doing the research, because, again, my thing is if you're going to do research, do it all the way, or just play your games. It'll be so simple. And stop trying to follow like everybody else. But with that said, you know, my stance is there's no perfect games out there. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply play your games. Good night.